Were you ever ashamed of saying truly where you're from? Hi, my name is Razan Niazi. وحابة أعرفكم عن نفسي. أنا سعودية محجنة أو مخلطة, whatever works for you. Welcome to my podcast بدون سكر, where talks are unfiltered and without any sugarcoating. You might wonder why I'm using words that are used for cars or horses or anything that's not human to describe myself. To be honest, لأن في Middle East isn't any word that is suitable enough, that is politically correct enough or nice enough to be used. The words that we've heard وانتوا سمعتوها أو قلتوها أو تعرضتوا لها بأي شكل اللي هي مجنسة, which we know is not bad but we also know it is. طرش بحر, بقايا حجاج, مو بأصل, the list goes on. Until then, this is what I'm going to use. For the longest I can remember, my identity has been an issue, has been an insecurity actually, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. And you know, when social media boomed and influencers came about here, I was so excited. I was finally capable to show the world what is Saudi made of, to capture the essence of the production quality, the skills, productivity as well, really, intelligence, the humor, all of it, because you can't just explain Saudi in one word or two to people who don't know it. But there was always something missing, people like me. I never saw anyone who looked like me, spoke like me, dressed like me, whatever it is. I'm not saying that I'm special. I'm just saying people who resonate to me. And the ones that did, it was a hidden thing. It was a minor thing. It was something that they only started talking about recently. And people, anyone who wanted to attack them would use that against them. تراكي مو بسعودية. تراكي ليه تتكلمين. وش أصلك. من وين أنتي. أنت من جد سعودية, you know, and it goes on, and it's like it eats away from their authenticity and their reality and who they are. Like, it makes them less. Always we use that in a way to make these people feel less. People like me feel less. So I'm here and I'm starting my podcast about this topic because it's very important and I want to put it to rest as well. So I'm 31 and I'm half Saudi, half Lebanese, or half Lebanese, half Saudi, whatever you order you want, and partially Asian, particularly Japanese, which is where things get complicated a little bit. And I learned throughout the years to try to fit in as much as I could. Luckily, growing up in Saudi, I wasn't bullied or anything, although you'll hear from other people about the bullying. Luckily, I wasn't. But no matter what, I never truly belonged because I stood out. Because everyone who I grew up with was related to someone somehow. I wasn't. I come from a different family structure. I have different taqalid, different ways of speaking. Hatta the food in our house was different. And I believe that makes a massive difference in how you grow up. My internal upbringing was different. But at the same time, I had similar experiences. So I'm here today because I've heard enough from Westerners telling me how I should be very proud of where I am. How they were more excited to tell others where I'm from. I never heard it from people from Lebanon or Saudi because all they did was tell me, no, you're not Saudi enough. No, you're not Lebanese enough. That you don't fit in. Whether verbally or non-verbally, intentionally or unintentionally. وصلت لدرجة حتى أخوي يقول لي تراكي مو بسعودية, get over it. So yeah, I'm a bit sensitive about it. And people like me, I think, or at least from my experience, I've gone through my entire life, summers I've spent trying to work on مخارج الحروف حقتي, trying to work on different ways of how I can say things and not get caught in an accent. And I failed miserably every single time. And I was told, no, but you're not from here. But I am. But no, but you're not from here. Okay, then where am I from? Where do I go? Where do I place myself? So I'll give you a small example for people like me. Well, it's my example, really. I don't know if people went through it, but I'm sure they have. In February 2020, before everyone went to lockdown, we had a business trip in Saudi, and I was supposed to present لزميلات السعوديات. And this was the first time I presented in Arabic since high school. لأن أي أحد يدري إذا أنت من سكان دبي ودوامك في دبي الشغل كله إنجليزي. All the work, all the business terms are in English. So أنا ما كان عندي ما عندي تمكن باللغة العربية for business terms. المهم, so كنت متوترة وما أدري إيش. I wanted to make an impression. I wanted to speak Saudi. These are my girls, whatever. قبل ما أبدأ واحدة من الزميلات ناظرني بشوية استهزاء, طالعني وتسألني تراكي انت اللي يقولون عنها سعودية ومستانسين في دبي. yeah. ايه انا ليش قاعد تقولينها ليش قاعد تقولين ليش قاعد تقولينها بهالطريقة يعني مش فيكي. قالت لا أبد، بس أنا اللي حسيت أنا صرت قد كذا this small. And I still remember it. I mean, it hasn't been long ago, but I still remember it. And I remember the minutes and the seconds and how I felt and how nervous it made me feel. How people like her put people like me down. How no matter what we do, we'll never belong. No matter how high we get, we'll never belong. And it's really sad. Because you know what? We're 30 million people or more in Saudi. And if you haven't learned or seen anything yet, we are multiple cultures, multiple perspectives, multiple looks, multiple dialects, whatever it is. We're so different and we're so vast. So what the hell is it to be Saudi? Because now I get told like it's a compliment. Oh, you don't look Saudi. Or you don't look Lebanese. Or, what does it even mean? Why do I have to have a box to fit in? ليش ما أقدر أكون؟ ليش المختلف مخيف؟ ليش إنه في تحدي؟ ليش في زعل؟ ليش I had to learn how to meticulously tell people where I'm from like I'm an onion, like I'm peeling an onion, where I take one layer out and I see how people react. And then based on that, I take another layer out. Like I'm so vulnerable that I cannot show this to other people because I know something will happen. And I learned that something will happen. But no, white people and Westerners had to come tell me that I'm good enough, that I should be proud, but not my own people. But you know what? People like me, I think, failed to see, because we're so busy battling the insecurity and where we are from, where do we fit in, if anyone wants us and all of these things, is that actually we get privileges others don't. We get exposed to cultures and perspectives that others don't. That we end up growing our emotional intelligence. We navigate polarizing cultures. Like, think about it. يعني السعودية في التسعينات ولبنان في التسعينات وبداية الألفين ترى كانت مرة غير عن بعض. And it was completely different, and you had to fit in. You had to belong and act like you were a part of that. And then I managed to build a whole career around it. Unknowingly, my career became about understanding customers and being able to explain to Westerners and other people the different cultures and the nuances between cultures that no one else managed to see. And that perspective for people who are mixed and different is what others will pay money for. So, I love where I'm from. Do you? Have you gone through any of this? Have you maybe even worse than this? What I'm saying is just tip of the iceberg. Does it resonate at all? Did you have challenges? Were you ever ashamed of saying truly where you're from? Has anyone imposed what it meant to be you on you? A lot of questions. Let me know what you think. Let me know what other life experiences you've experienced because you were different. I'll be talking more about identity from other people. It's not only going to be my voice alone, don't worry. And yeah, there's so much more. I'm excited for this journey, and I hope you are too. Let me know what you think. Please share, please tune in, and have a good one.